Howdy, howdy. This is like the weirdest timing ever. I was literally about to react to I forget who else. I think it was Asmongold or just like a guy explaining the Xbox situation, and literally Legendary Drops just dropped a video right when I was about to go live. I was just gonna go live. I think Fridays, probably later in the night today, I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna start a new series called Trigger. I would call it Trigger Thursdays, but I'm gonna do it Triggered Fridays, because Fridays are a free day for me. And I'm gonna watch content that's supposed to be there. Well, I wouldn't say to trigger people, but we're gonna be watching a lot of comedy stuff, and I think we're gonna start with Ghost Dubs first, and then probably do like some comedian skits or whatever. Like I want to get. I've been missing a lot of comedy, and my humor, I would say, is dark, but I like comedy. I like to have a laugh, and if it's about a race or people, or not even just like a opposite race of me, just even me, like even white race jokes, I like. I like it too. As long as you could tell the person that's telling the jokes aren't being malicious or trying to actually attack a certain group of people, it's like the funniest shit. So I think I'm gonna bring that back. So if I am live, you'll see that later today. I am gonna be live after this video with CS:GO, so catch me live. But yeah, this Xbox situation is so saddening. He says I watched only 9 seconds, and he said that this isn't just about Xbox Game Pass being up in price. So we'll see what he talks about. But yeah, let's get into the video, and I'll pause and give after the video ends, and we'll talk about Xbox and why I feel deeply saddened about Xbox.
Where do I even begin? This video isn't just about the Game Pass price increases, by the way. That's only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this story. I think that Microsoft is a threat to this industry, to their customers, and to the hobby as a whole. You know, in most cases, I just try to give you guys my opinion on things. I don't really like to try to tell people how to spend their money, mostly because it's none of my business to begin with. But in this one rare case, I will say, if you care about this hobby, this is the last company that you want to be giving your money to.
Yes.
And that's not me being melodramatic.
Yes, that's actually true. Gamers have to stick together and start fucking voting with their wallet, as to say. Like, if you keep feeding them, like, a few million people leaving is nothing to them when Microsoft probably has like 10 plus million users. But 5 million people leaving, or even more, now that's a number they can't deny. Like, yeah, there's backlash right now, but we need to see a lot more backlash. Like, this is stupid. I'll let him explain, but yeah.
Make that clear. It wasn't until just recently that I realized just how absolutely disgusting some of their tactics have become, and what their dream, what their vision for what gaming looks like in the future. What they're trying to make it look like in the future. You know, I had my predictions, but this is way beyond my wildest imagination. You know, with the price hikes that they had, that showed the direction that they were going in, but with some of their recent decisions, they just revealed their entire hand. I'm talking about jacking up hardware and game prices to be able to funnel more people towards their services and make them more reliant on those services. I'm talking about monetization schemes before you even boot up a game. Why have a battle pass just in a game when you could have a battle pass in real life? Why have ads in the menus when you could have ads in the games? And oh, my favorite, why limit performance based on hardware when you could monetize that performance digitally? This is the world that Microsoft wants. Death by 1,000 cuts. You own nothing, and they are making everything. I'm not even talking about Xbox anymore. I'm removing these guys from the conversation because it's really pretty obvious by now that Daddy's the one that's running the show. So that's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about how Microsoft is a threat to the industry, and I want to talk about how they don't just want your money today, they want your money every day. This might be the first time that I sat down to talk about something, and I felt so much righteous indignation that I feel like I need to go throw some holy water on Microsoft's front door. We only just got done talking about how Xbox raised the prices on their hardware and accessories for the second time this year with the Xbox.
So if you didn't know, they literally, from the Xbox One, they up, or I don't know if it's just the One or just the X. Anyway, whichever 3 Xbox versions were ago, they jacked up the price of all of them. And now Xbox, as you can see, Xbox X's are $800. I'm going to be real. When I first got into PC gaming, that was my PC cost. That ain't what I have now. But a CyberPower PC costs this much. And back then, it ran CSGO fine. It didn't run. It can't run CS2, but I've already upgraded, so it doesn't matter. But like, it run other games completely fine. Like CSGO, just be an example, because I'm gonna be playing that after this. But like, yeah, it's a shame. Like this was already a negative press for Xbox. I'm gonna be real, and they even upped the prices on controllers, which makes no sense. And they claim tariff, but let's be real, it's not tariff. Like tariff probably has like 20% to do with this, but it's 80% greed.
X now reaching up to $800, and their so-called affordable Series S climbing up to $380. And now, in a totally unprecedented and completely unpredictable move, Microsoft waited all of but 2 weeks before announcing major changes to Game Pass. Changes that, for whatever reason, most people either haven't noticed or haven't realized just how destructive they really are. On October 1st, Microsoft put out
I don't know if he's going to play this video, but this was the official Xbox announcement video that talked about literally nothing. It talked about the name changes of the Game Pass programs and like what this one has that the other ones don't, and that's it. It didn't talk about the price hikes. It didn't talk about anything negative. Like, they hid this thing from everybody. They probably didn't want anyone to notice until people looked at their bank account and saw that they were charging $30 for Ultimate.
Statement claiming that they had been listening to player feedback.
And listening to player feedback is wrong. They didn't listen to player feedback. They listened to Microsoft suits being like, y'all need to charge more and make us more money. Y'all are costing us money. That's exactly what happened.
Xbox Game Pass was getting a much-needed upgrade, but then what followed was nothing more than a thinly veiled ad for cloud gaming and Ubisoft Plus Classics.
It's sad because cloud gaming is such a fucking good idea for Xbox, but at this point, I'd rather not have it at all. I'd rather not. I'd rather Xbox actually burn and die for this.
While console users were
not the people.
Almost handed nothing of value. The biggest announcement that these guys made wasn't about features. It was about name swaps, core to essential, standard to premium, just another layer of subliminal marketing designed to make the lowest common denominator feel like they're buying something of prestigious value. Guys, it's not the core experience anymore. It's the essential experience. And while they padded that announcement with almost no meaningful changes, there was one tiny little detail that they had left out entirely: the price hike. Something that players caught on to quickly on Twitter, pointing out that PC Game Pass was not mentioned despite saying every tier was getting upgraded.
Yeah, that was another thing, that the PC whatever thing that they have where you can like play Xbox games on PC was also getting bumped up. And they also didn't mention that.
A 40% increase, with nothing new being added, from $11.99 to $16.49 monthly.
And just to put it in perspective, YouTube Premium is $15 a month. Okay? YouTube Premium is $15 a month. That's already a lot. And Crunchyroll, to watch anime, is $13 a month. Okay? Stick with me. So let's say you have that. not including like if you have Disney and all the other shit. That's like in the 20s. We're literally get to the point where, on average, for subscriptions, if you have like 4 or 5 subscriptions, it's going to be in the $300 to $200 range a month. That is more than utility services in some areas. Like, for example, I pay for charter internet, and TV bundle, because for charter, in some cases, the bundles are cheaper overall than just getting internet. I don't use charter TV at all. I don't watch TV, but it is cheaper for me. Anyway, it's $120. Okay, monthly. And I work a job. I can't imagine people who sit at home and are content creators, and this is their job, and they have to pay for like bills and other shit, and then subscription services also.
Game Pass can no longer be
stupid. Like, I hate the subscription service movement, because not everything needs to be a fucking subscription service. It is so stupid, man.
Wired with reward points, an unmentioned change. So Xbox Game Pass jacked up its pricing across the board, with Game Pass Ultimate now sitting at $29.99. The so-called best deal in gaming is now halfway to the price of a full game every single month, and people were rightfully furious outside of the dedicated dick eaters, but the backlash was so intense that it even caused Microsoft's membership site to crash just from the flood of cancellations.
That's another thing also. I have a hot take. I don't think it crashed with a lot of people, because Microsoft is a fucking, like, they make websites and other shit. Like, they know how to run a website. I think they maliciously, and I wonder if someone can investigate it. I wonder if they maliciously crashed the sites themselves, so that way they could prevent people from mass exodus. That's my hot take. I have no proof, but I guarantee there's probably something fishy about, because, like, Microsoft is a fucking, I want to say $1 billion company. Like, you mean to tell me they can't handle like 100,000+ people trying to quit all at once? Nah, come on now.
Now, none of this comes as a shock to me. You guys have heard me go after Game Pass and subscription models before. Microsoft has always wanted Xbox to become Netflix. This has been the plan since the Xbox 360 was the first home device to put Netflix on home TV screens. It's why the Xbox One was marketed as a TV box more than a console. It's why Game Pass was born in the first place. The model has always been the same: hook you in cheap, and then year after year, crank up the price while locking more and more behind tiers. So it wasn't these changes that caught me off guard. No, it was the subtle changes that nobody seemed to notice, and those changes made my stomach drop, not because of what they did, but because of what they're setting up for. During the announcement, I kept hearing these buzzwords: more value, exclusive features, extra rewards, and then right at the end, they casually slipped in, Xbox Ultimate gives you our best quality and our shortest wait times for cloud gaming. And that's when it clicked. Oh no, here it comes. Look at the tiers. Yep. Their first one promises unlimited cloud
gaming. And let's be real. The games that are coming out now, like Call of Duty fucking 7, I don't want that shit. I don't want that. So you can play for essential 50+ games that are probably all ass. You can play them on PC, console, and cloud for $10 a month. Okay? Stick with it. And when it says earn to $25 a year, like, you have to constantly be clicking that stupid Microsoft Rewards Store button so much in your fucking Xbox, and then you have to log on PC and do it too, because you got to see how much you fucking got. It's so stupid. Like, the whole reward system is so fucking stupid. Like, I gave up. Like, the most I've ever done was 1,600, and you probably can't do it anymore. And you get like almost $1.30 in Xbox money. And I would just keep doing that over and over again, because at least I'm gaining something. Whereas fucking enter 200 Microsoft reward points for a giveaway, and then you never win anything. Like, you just throw away points at that. The most I've ever done was literally get, I think, like a $10 $10 added to my Microsoft account, and you know what I did with it? Bought a Siege character because I was heavy into Siege back then. That's all I did. Save up my Microsoft points, buy a fucking character. Because I didn't ever like pay for characters early like they had back then. So then next one you got the premium version, which honestly got it down upgraded because they moved everything to Ultimate because they want people to switch to Ultimate. Mind you, they didn't show this. Like I said earlier, they didn't show this thing, this chart at all when they after the video ended. It was literally that woman that just talked about the name changes and what they offer, and that's it. That was it. But yeah. So then you got this for $15 a month. The only real bonus is that it comes with more games, quote unquote. Not good games, just more games. And you get an extra $25 that you can make. Not gonna be real. Right, this Riot shit, literally Riot only owns one franchise, Fortnite. That's it. Everything else is a ZZZ. No one cares. Not ZZZ the game though. Zenless on zero. Anyway, next game, 400. So an extra 200 of the previous, but it's $30 a month. And mind you, I just told you what I pay for YouTube Premium and Crunch, which I know those are like media, like watching videos, but still, you get what I'm trying to say. So if I add that, that's $60 a month in subscription services for three things: Xbox, YouTube, and Crunch. That's so stupid. At this point, people have to start setting up a fucking PayPal or like a Patreon just to afford subscription services. It's so stupid. And this is what I mean, like people like that do content creation. Like you need your community to help pay for this shit. It's so stupid. And I work a job and I don't even want to pay for this shit. You get literally nothing other than you get an extra $50 of the previous thing. And I'm gonna be real, they probably are gonna limit this. Like it's gonna take almost a whole ass year to get $100. Maybe even a little bit longer. I want someone to actually try this to see if you can actually make $100 in a year. Because if you don't, get them. You get day one pass. See, I think in the previous version, I don't know if he's going to talk about this, I think Premium had the day one thing before. I think that was, hopefully he talks about it. I can't remember if it was already in Ultimate or if it was in Premium and they moved it to Ultimate. And a limited cloud gaming, which is still good. Like, the cloud idea is such a fucking good idea, but Xbox, why?
Gaming. The next says unlimited cloud gaming with our shortest wait times, and the last, unlimited cloud gaming with our best quality and shortest wait times. Now, on the surface, this sounds like meaningless fluff, but dig deeper and you find out what's actually happening. This hike is not about Game Pass. It's about carving up cloud gaming itself into speed and quality tiers. Yeah. Now, while we've seen this kind of thing from Nvidia's streaming, Microsoft is far more influential, and they're now making you pay for more resolution, frame rate, and download priority. And if that wasn't dystopian enough, every single tier now dangles more rewards through their loyalty system, turning Game Pass itself into a battle pass of its own. Not only are they monetizing how you play, they're gamifying the act of actually
you go to your Xbox to the rewards tab and like you fucking claim your points, but like it's like 10, 5, and then you have like some of them where it's like take a survey for 100, and literally I don't do anything but press A. No matter what the fuck it is, I just press A on everything, and because I'm trying to get the points.
Playing games in the first place. Essential and Premium get you 10 to 17 megabits per second at
no
1080p,
shot.
while Ultimate will jump you up to 27 megabits per second if you want 1440p. And on top of that, every single Game Pass tier now gives you a different amount of reward points depending on what you're actually paying for. And at first, I thought it was really odd when that community note had said that Game Pass can no longer be acquired with reward points, but what I didn't realize was that Microsoft had...
Damn. Like, back then, yeah, you could, but I never done it because I didn't even want Game Pass when it first came out because I'm going to be real. I still got the fucking games in my TV stand. GameStop still exists.
Already essentially...
Hell, GameStop, in my opinion, should be capitalizing on this. You need to start making media posts and fucking getting people in your doors again. Be like, hey, you hate subscription service? Buy disc. Come. We have a lot of games.
Game Pass itself into a battle pass. Depending on what tier you have, you're getting daily reward points, quests for playing games. You can play games for 2 hours at a time every single week, and a bunch of other meaningless tasks. Those points can be redeemed for cosmetics, merch, gift cards, and before this change, you could renew your Game Pass subscription with them. Exactly like how Call of Duty, Fortnite, and Apex Legends were structured with their battle passes until those devs ripped out those features because players were getting the service for free just by playing the game. Now, some of you guys are probably going to try to shrug this off, saying it's cloud gaming, a glorified reward system, but the point is this is a canary in the coal mine, a glimpse of what Microsoft actually wants to happen to the future of this.
This is them exposing a little bit too much too quickly.
I've been asking myself recently, why has Microsoft been so casual about jacking up prices and so aggressive about it, even though they're dead last in the console generation? Nintendo and Sony have outsold them 3-1, yet here we are with Xbox having the most expensive hardware on the market. They were the first to follow Nintendo's lead when Mario Kart World launched at $80. They raised their prices on their accessories. They briefly pulled back on the charge for $80 for Outer Worlds 2.
I just think they just need to double down and charge $100. Be the first to charge $100 for a fucking video game. Just do it. Get it over with. You know you want to.
But then they confirmed that next year those prices are still going to increase. And on top of that, they just recently announced their Asus ROG Xbox handheld, $600 for the base.
And I was so fucking pissed about this because I actually was going to buy this. And then this fucking Xbox shit happened. And I'm like, okay, I'm not buying this. Like, the $1,000 was already fucking wild. I was not going to spend that anyway. But because I didn't see the price of the fucking Rogue. I just like, okay, I'm probably going to get the Rogue Ally because it makes sense because I fucking would love it because apparently you can run Steam also on it. But now I don't
model, $1,000 for the high-end one. These are insane prices for a company that is bleeding money, yet they just keep doubling down. What's going on? Well, with these changes to Game Pass prices, it all makes sense. Microsoft doesn't care if hardware or game ownership become unaffordable to the middle class and below. In fact, that's exactly what these guys are trying to do. They don't want you buying boxes or discs. They want you guys funneled into services like Game Pass and xCloud because that's where they hold the keys and you own nothing. This is the exact same logic that is driving the housing market right now.
J. Cole had it in one of his rhymes. That I forget what the fuck the song was. I think it was Port Antonio. I can't remember, but he said, "Don't buy, just subscribe, and soon you won't own a fucking thing," or something like that. And like, it's so true. Like, this subscription service era is so fucking stupid. Like, we will literally own nothing in like 10 to 20 years. I'm calling it right now. Everything will run off of subscription services. Probably your refrigerator will run on a subscription service. If you don't pay the subscription service, Sony or whoever that makes refrigerators are going to shut your refrigerator down, and you have to contact their support system to get it turned back on. I'm calling it right now. This subscription service movement is going to get worse.
Corporations are buying up entire neighborhoods. They're pricing them out of reach. They're waiting patiently, and then they're just pushing people towards rental properties they own. Why let you buy and own anything when they can make way more money off of renting it back to you forever? That is the exact same model that Microsoft wants for gaming. This has been their plan all along. Consoles, physical games, hardware, hell, even Game Pass as we know it, none of these things have ever been Microsoft's endgame. Their bet has always been cloud gaming. Ownership in any form is like holy water to these guys, because the second that you own something, they lose control over how you access it, when you access it, and how they can monetize it. This entire thing, it started back with the Xbox One era, and none of us ever noticed. Microsoft was trying to fast forward this future by introducing DRM licenses to try to stop you from trading or reselling your games. Sony luckily humiliated them with their infamous how to share games ad. Microsoft backpedaled, but digital distribution solved that problem for them. And now the more that I look at where they're headed, how they're pricing cloud gaming, how they're gamifying the service itself, I don't even think these guys want you even downloading games anymore, because streaming gives them total control. Before you ask, no way, these guys are losing money. That doesn't even make any sense. My hometown.
Like, people need to realize Xbox is a small part of fucking Microsoft. Microsoft is a $1 billion company. They can't afford a few million that Xbox loses. Honestly, I think they can afford a lot more. Hell, they might even be more than $1 billion company. It might be close to $1 trillion company. I don't know what the fuck Microsoft's worth anymore.
Average house, it's in the Midwest. It's like $200,000 a home.
Microsoft is big into AI at the moment. Like, they are big into AI.
I went home just recently. BlackRock bought an entire neighborhood and priced all of the houses between $700,000 and $800,000. These guys do not care about losing money right now. They will sit and wait patiently. They have all the money and all the time in the world. All they're trying to do is take away options. Microsoft is a company that is worth $4 trillion.
Okay, they're worth $4
They do not care how long it takes for this plan to play out. They will wait.
Yeah, they don't give
That's
a
what's
fuck.
going to happen. How has nobody noticed that
Sony is not worth $4 trillion. I don't think they are, at least. I know they're big, but like, I don't, like, if PlayStation did bad, I don't think Sony will recover as much as like if Xbox does bad for Microsoft. Microsoft doesn't give a fuck.
this entire Game Pass
Microsoft is probably, or Xbox to Microsoft is probably like dropping $100 on the floor, like every 2 seconds. Like, they don't care. They're just like, okay, get. Okay.
Reward system program is literally just there to keep their retention and their player numbers up for their shareholders. Play a game for 2 hours every single week. I wonder why they want you to do that. You know, I don't usually like this flavor of language because I think it's overused and hyperbolic, but this is straight up late stage capitalism. This is corporate authoritarianism is what it is. This is some straight up cyberpunk shit that we're looking at right now. I mean, if you take the time to think about it, Microsoft already has xCloud and Game Pass.
Microsoft is Arasaka. If you never played Cyberpunk, that's the company Johnny Depp, or not Johnny Depp, fucking Johnny, what's his, Silverhand. Jesus, Johnny Silverhand, blew up and was like the big evil corpo Arasaka
services on select smart TVs right now. If they get it on Sony's PlayStation, if they get it on Nintendo's hardware, next stop for these guys is not making hardware anymore. Then after that, what they're going to do is they're going to stop selling their games entirely. Then they're going to stop letting you even download the games to begin with. And there you go. That's it. Now they got full control. No more piracy, no more ownership, and they can microtransact these games as much as they want before you even play them. They can sell you speeds, they can sell you queue times, they can sell you frame rate, they can sell you resolution, whatever they want. While it's not going to happen right now, this is the plan for the future, and I'm here to warn you about it. Luckily, we have options. We have a lot of other options. We have better options, much better options.
Steam, GOG, PlayStation. I don't like Nintendo, but Nintendo. God, who else fucking make? You got Epic. You got. Who else do you got? Who's a distributor? Yeah, those are some of the biggest ones I could think of offhand.
Also, lucky for us, their games largely suck, and these guys are really hard pushing into AI right now, and that tech.
Yeah, Lowry mentioned that, but I haven't got excited for an Xbox Microsoft game at all, and like the only one I've been excited for is State of Decay 3. But I'm gonna be real, I don't even want that game to come out anymore. I really don't.
Technologies in its infancy still,
There's
from
no
my
point
perspective.
because it like there's no exclusives in fucking Xbox anymore. So what? Like, yeah, a lot of people like the exclusives are a bad thing. I'm like, well, then what's the point of Xbox? Like, really, what's the point? Yeah, I would love to play Gears on fucking PC because I'm a PC main now. But that was the whole good thing. If I was in a Gears mood, I would turn on my fucking Xbox to play. But now I don't have to.
Which is only going to come at a cost to the quality of their games even more. But I think it's really important to send a clear message that we want to have nothing to do with this. If you have the option to have nothing to do with this, I highly recommend to have nothing to do with this.
Yes.
Because if you...
I recommend you unsubscribe from everything Xbox and Microsoft related and start switching to other stuff. I recommend also, if you don't got the money to PC, go look up cheap PC builds. I guarantee you could probably find a PC build for like $800 or less. And then go to Steam. Steam is free. You make a free Steam account. You can even make it on your fucking phone. You can download the Steam app on your phone and just make an account. And there's a free game tab on Steam. Not all games are good that are free, mind you. There's cheap games. Steam is always selling. Hell, they're having a big ass sale right now, and I bought a lot of games. Let's see what. Actually, I'm not gonna pull up my Steam right now. I got Desperado 3, Hunt Showdown again. Don't know why I bought it, but I did. Calypso Expedition 33 or whatever the fuck it was called. I've been wanting to play that for a while now, and I forget the other fucking game. There was 2 other games that I bought, and these were like massively on sale. Like Desperado was like $8, and it was originally like $40 game.
You guys think this is bad? You're gonna love what I have to say next. If you ever want to know what the future of this industry looks like, the best place to check isn't what developers are saying or even what publishers are saying. It's what business analysts are pushing, because these guys are the ones with the connections to the guys at the top, and they don't give a damn about the players or the experience. All they care about is where the money goes. A few days ago, Push Square ran an article titled, "Sony is a terrible company that's blowing it in the games business," says Michael Pachter. Now, if you guys don't know who Michael Pachter is, he's a business analyst for Wedbush Securities, one of the biggest wealth management and advisory firms in the country. He's built his entire career off of telling investors where to put their money, and right now his favorite company is Netflix, and that should tell you exactly where this is going. In the article, the writer Liam Croft quotes Pachter when talking...
Apparently Netflix also is having a mass exodus problem also. I think Elon Musk was leading that charge.
About the recent investments into EA and whether or not Sony is worthy of investment, saying no, Sony for sure not. Sony is a terrible company. They're actually blowing it in the games business. Games are moving to connect to TV, so think about the participants that are going to deliver the way we get movies via Netflix. Forget subscription models. Just think about iOS becoming your TV. So free-to-play games on your TV, who's going to deliver that? Cloud providers, AI. Now, Pachter never directly names Microsoft, but let's not kid ourselves. That's exactly who he's talking about. Outside of Amazon, they're the only player in the industry that's positioned in both of those markets, and they already have their game services connected to TVs. Besides that, Game Pass is already baked into some Amazon Fire Sticks, but the key detail here is the Netflix comparison and the direct-to-TV access. That's what investors are bullish on, and that's exactly the path that Microsoft is following right now, which means the next logical step, the most lucrative step, is obvious. xCloud and Game Pass will eventually be pivoting to free-to-play with ads. Not just subscriptions, but ad-driven TV gaming. And you don't have to take my word for it. Microsoft's own game CFO, Tim Stewart, has already said as much. See, back in 2023, The Verge ran an article titled Microsoft...
So, like, you boot up fucking Fortnite, and you're playing on your home TV with no console. I'm trying to get this in my head. One, how they sync that to your fucking controller to control it. First of all, let's get that, because I don't know how the fuck that, unless you have to put the stick, because like I have a USB adapter that like picks up the Xbox connection, so I could play controller on my PC. But the only other thing you could do is wired to your TV, which I don't know if TVs have that function, but whatever. So you're playing Fortnite. You're about to hit that long range snipe on a player, and then bam, 1 minute 30 ad of random shit, and you're just gonna stand there AFK, or are you gonna turn invisible or something and wait till you get back, put back in the game? Like I get that makes no sense to me. Like I know that's what they want. Like they definitely want that. Cause they want it. Cause if it's like before the game, like before your game starts, they hit you with an ad. Well, then people just walk away from their TVs and go do something else until the ad's done. Like that won't do anything. But doing it in the middle of a game, now that would do something. You're playing Call of Duty 14. You're planting the bomb. Ad. Can't move your character. Can't even plant the bomb anymore. God, gaming is so dead in the future, man. Oh my god. I honestly hope I moved on. I really
hints at free ad-supported Xbox Cloud Gaming, where Tom Warren wrote, Microsoft currently offers free access to Fortnite on Xbox Cloud Gaming service xCloud, but there are signs that the company may offer free game streaming in exchange for ads. Microsoft Gaming CFO Tim Stewart hinted at the prospect in a Wells Fargo TMT Summit interviewed last month, spotted by Tweaktown. The vision that I like to talk about is we have xCloud game streaming, so you can subscribe to Game Pass Ultimate and you can stream hundreds of games to really any endpoint that has a browser experience, explained Stewart. For models like Africa or India or Southeast Asia, maybe places that aren't console first, you can say, hey, do you want to watch 30 seconds of ad and get 2 hours of game streaming? And this is when it all clicked for me, because I just recently saw Paul Tossi mention a comment that Game Pass in Brazil has doubled in price from
Jesus Christ, look at that. But okay, that makes it doesn't make it better, but it kind of makes more sense. So you watch a certain amount of ads to get a certain amount of hours of gameplay. Oh my god, it's like a fucking parking meter. But for gaming. Instead of putting like quarters in the parking meter, you have to stand there and watch an ad. And the more ads you watch, and like they'll like have like facial recognition or something, where like it knows if you're looking at it or not. And like the more you stare at it, the more the more hour or minutes you get to play a fucking video game. Oh my god.
$59.99 real a month to 120 real a month in a country where the average household per capita income is around 2,000 real. That makes Game Pass a wildly expensive luxury. Microsoft's plan isn't just to increase the prices in the US, it's to make the service completely unaffordable to lower income economies and then funnel those players into free ad-supported versions, test it there first, and then slowly but surely bring it to the West. South America, Africa, Southeast Asia, these regions do not have very many options. That's why piracy has always been so strong out there, but it also makes these guys the easiest targets for ad-driven gaming and free-to-play. Look at some of the most popular games that they play out there. If the choice is between no games at all or sitting through some ads for access, a lot of these players are going to tolerate that, and Microsoft knows it. Rolling it out in the West would just spark an open rebellion, so instead they're going after the most vulnerable audiences, pitching it as an act of generosity and ignoring the fact that they are the ones who engineered the problem in the first place. I know a lot of people are probably going to call me a conspiracy theorist, but I promise you this is only the beginning. Just look at what happened with TV and movies. We went from owning VHS tapes, DVDs, and Blu-rays to owning nothing but a screen and paying more than ever for 10 different subscription services, constantly upgrading just to be able to avoid ads.
Like, think about it. We went from movie theaters and drive-ins to then bring the movie theater to your home with DVD, VHS, DVDs, Blu-ray, to then, nah, you need to open this thing called Netflix. This thing has tons of movies, and guess what? It's a subscription service. To then, now it seems like we're getting away from Netflix and we're going to something even worse. Like, holy shit.
Technology moves so fast. This is the future that these guys are priming us for, and I can promise you it is coming sooner than anyone thinks. I don't know, man. I only see this going downhill from here. Microsoft is one of the wealthiest, most influential companies on the planet. They have maintained an effective monopoly for years, buying out emerging competitors before they even had a chance. And gaming is nothing to these guys. Microsoft makes up just 8% of Microsoft's total revenue. That means this entire industry is basically just a guinea pig for them, a long-term play they can afford to just sit on and wait until they've cornered the market entirely. Every single move up until now, every acquisition, every strategy, it has all been building towards this one conclusion, turning games into a service-based hellscape, just like movies and television, where convenience turned into inconvenience, where cheap turned into expensive, and it's all being driven by the profits for the few. Anytime I think about these subscription services, all I can do is just think back to the blowback over Ubisoft's leadership saying that players just need to get comfortable not owning their games, and Larian Studios' Sven Vinka warning the industry of the dangers of subscription services and what they pose to the industry, saying, whatever the future of gaming looks like, content will always be king, but it's going to be a lot harder to get good content if subscriptions become the dominant model and the select group gets to decide what goes to market and what not.
Yes.
Direct from developer to...
That is so true. Because if you think about it, what he's trying to say is that imagine Xbox or whoever that's leading the charge in this. So right now it seems like Microsoft, but whatever. Let's say you're making the new Silk Song. I know Silk Song being like the best thing because a lot of game developers hate fucking Silk Song because of how cheap they made it and like just them being praised. But they could be like, hey, Microsoft, you could say that we're gonna allow Silk Song, but really we're not. You can
player is the way. Getting a board to okay a project fueled by idealism is almost impossible, and idealism needs room to exist, even if it can lead to disaster. Subscription models will always end up being a cost-benefit analysis exercise intended to maximize profit. There is nothing wrong with that, but it may not become a monopoly of subscription services. We are already all dependent on a select group of digital distribution platforms, and discoverability is brutal. Should those platforms all switch to subscription, it'll become savage. In such a world, by definition, the preference of subscription services will determine what games get made. Trust me, you really don't want that. The reason I'm so passionate about this and why I'm making a warning and a big fuss out of something like this, while a lot of people are probably going to think it's a lot smaller than what it is because if their model and their plan succeeds, then it becomes the dominant model for the entire industry, because that's how these industries work. It's worked in movies and television. It'll work here just like any other piece of entertainment. It worked in music as well, right? Most people don't own CDs anymore. Everybody just listens to their music on YouTube, or they listen to their music on Spotify, which also have advertising, and you have to pay to not have that.
I have YouTube Premium, and you get YouTube Music for free. So literally, it feels so good to not listen to ads anymore. But like stuff like Spotify and whatever, like literally it's so bad. Like you get one song on Spotify before there's an ad, and then the ads are usually longer than the songs that you're trying to listen to. It is so stupid.
Advertising there. That's just how this entire technology works. It's how these industries work. And if subscription services, streaming services become the dominant model, it doesn't just go to, oh, I have to pay extra money. Oh, I don't get to own anything. It goes past that, and they start actually dictating what you do and don't receive so far as content. What content actually gets approved. We already see that with TV and movies specifically, right? Because look, it's a lot of these movies have the same actors, the same tone, the same writing, the same themes, the same politics. You're going to see that exact same thing in video games as well.
I mean, technically, it's already here. Like, if you think of... And this isn't a diss to voice actors. I'm going to go ahead and say this right now because I love this fucking voice actor I'm about to use an example of. You think of a top female voice actress. Who do you think of? Laura fucking Bailey. And this isn't a diss to her, but literally she's in every role. Luckily, she could do different voices. So, but imagine it's a fucking character for a VA that has multiple roles and everything, but they only have one fucking voice, and no matter what character they play, you can only hear that one fucking voice. Like it's already here. Like VAs and actors, in my opinion, they're the same. It's just you don't get to see their face. You only listen to their voice. And there's a lot of good fucking VAs out there. Like Laura fucking Bailey, I like. Who else I fucking like? The guy that played Lee Everett, I forget his name offhand, from Telltale Walking Dead. I love him in multiple roles, but that Lee Everett role really stuck with me. Matt Mercer, he's another one, which is funny because they're both on Critical Role. But Matthew Mercer, he's another good VA. There's so many, like there's so fucking many, voice actors that are so good. But like, you get what I'm trying to say with.
The one thing that's working to our favor in all of this is that largely their games suck, Xbox specifically, but also
Yes.
AAA as a
whole sucks at the moment. Like, let's say out of 10 games that AAA studios release, probably 2 or 3 of them are decent to like great, and the rest are ass. And they still charge an $80 price tag, or want to charge an $80 price tag, which at this point, by Christmas time coming up, December holiday season, just charge $100 fucking dollars. Just get it over with. Show people the greed that we want to see. I guarantee there'll still be idiots that go out there and buy them.
Whole for the most part lately. They're all really pushing us towards indie and independent games. It's just, I don't know what it is, man. With some of these, it's not even some of these. It's almost...
They're pushing us to indie games, and then they're going to push us to indie, not really indie developers, but like we need software developers. So that way these indie games can have their own platform to post. So that way we can get away from like the super AAA market. Because it seems like that market's already dying.
All of these AAA games at this point, I sit down to play them and I'm just not there. I just don't care anymore. I don't know what it is. I think it's just they all feel the same, or they're telling the same story with the same gameplay. And it's just, I'm just tired of it.
Same bad
and
gameplay.
That's working to our favor, because that makes these services and their games a lot less interesting, and us a lot less interested in them. I saw one creator talk about this, and I think they were probably responding to IGN's coverage on it, because they were saying Xbox is going to be known for greed. This entire generation is going to be known for greed. And they're right, at least in my eyes. But this creator was essentially alluding to the fact that it's not them that's the problem, it's the system that's the problem, saying that it's capitalism that's broken and needs to be fixed. And from my perspective, you don't blame the tool, you blame the operator.
Yeah.
And when I look out there and I see companies like Larian Studios that know how to make sure that they're looking out for both their best interests and our best interests at the exact same time, they do a damn good job at handling both and balancing both. They're not alone. That alone proves that it is not the car, it's the one that's driving it. Right now, the way those guys are driving that car, they're driving it into a wall with us in the passenger seat. I'll be honest with you, man, I can't keep up. This year is just, I can't be the only one that's noticed that this year has to be the greediest year we have ever seen in the games industry. I've never seen so many things with price.
Well, don't say that yet. I was going to wait till they finished, but the year ain't over yet. It's just now October. We got 2 more months. Yeah, it's fucking wild. But what he said about it's not the fucking system, it's the operators, and that's how I feel about AI movement. The AI movement. AI, in my opinion, is the best tool humanity is ever making. This will push humankind forward. It all depends on how we operate and how we use AI. And it seems like the fear mongering and everything, AI is going to seem as evil, and then an evil actor is going to pick it up and be like, okay, let's show the evilness of AI, and then boom. But honestly, the best forward is that AI helps us in the medical field, helps us in the fucking uh, industries of like fucking, I don't know, you name it, a fucking industry, it'll help it. Uh, then it could get into like, you could get into like personal care for like the elderly or like mentally ill people or I don't know, fucking just normal day to day people that need help around the house and stuff. Like, think about having an AI in the future take care of your fucking kids that come home from school and you work like 2 fucking jobs and like you can't really have anyone at home. Well, you got an AI to help you. The AI will help take care of your kids, tell them to do their homework and stuff, and et cetera, et cetera. Uh, like, yeah, it seems dystopian right now, but I guarantee you, within like 5 to 10 years, we're gonna have robot body moving AI. I wouldn't say they will look like people, but like they'll definitely look like robots. I think people looking AI, like Android level, maybe 30 to 40 years. Because we have to get it at that point. It isn't the AI being developed. Well, I mean that's part of it, but it's also like laws and other shit that we'll have to get involved with, and then the whole argument if AI is sentient, does it deserve rights and all the other, like, that's dystopian though. But like, yeah, the AI movement is the best example I had. Also, you can think of the gun movement, like the anti-gun Americans, that like don't like the Second Amendments and blame guns for killing people. It's like, well, no, a gun is a tool that is used by a person to then commit violent acts on another person. But most people that own guns don't really use it for the intention to kill someone. They use it the intention to defend themselves, or like what I like, which is I like shooting ranges, going to a shooting range, or I like watching competitive shooting because I really want to get into competitive shooting, or I don't know what it would be considered, like tactical shooting where like you go through scenarios. I think that would be also pretty cool. I'm big into revolvers and lever action rifles. Hence why I'm a fucking cowboy. PNG tuber. I wouldn't say I'm a VTuber yet because my model doesn't move, but you know, whatever.
Changes with monetization, with live service, with all of these different things. And while it's made for a lot of content, it just does not make things look good in the future. And I think now more than ever, now more than ever, it's never been more important that you make sure that you're giving your time, your money, your attention, all of it to the right people.
Yes.
So think about who they are. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Comment down below. Let me know. Am I crazy? Am I not crazy?
You're not.
Am I the prophet? Don't call me that. Anyway, follow me on Twitch. Follow me on Twitter. I've been...
All right, you heard him. We already watched the EA sold out one, but yeah, this gaming movement is so fucking backwards. It is crazy. They really don't want us owning anything, and that's not even just Microsoft. That's everybody that's running these subscription services. They don't want us owning anything. It is so stupid, man. Like, literally, Cyberpunk was made, like, when did Cyberpunk fucking come out? 2020. In just 5 years, we're looking closer and closer to Cyberpunk without the fucking Chrome, as they called it in the fucking video game. Without the fucking tech being implemented into us having like the scissor arms or blade arms, fucking hacking eyeballs and other shit. We're not having all that, but we are having already the corporation greed. Big corpo. Oh my god. You have right now the poor, middle class, and the rich. Soon will then turn to the corpos, the poor, and the free roamers. The people that just escape from society because they don't want to deal with society anymore. My god. Oh man, this world. I wanted to go ahead and mention this because I want to mention in this video because it's deal with Xbox. One thing I want to give Xbox props for. Thank you for introducing me to friends I made from Xbox. Without Xbox, I don't think I will ever meet these people, so I give them thanks for that. Xbox is an amazing thing. Well, gaming in general is an amazing thing because you get to interact with people you normally don't get to interact with, and make friendships or enemies depending on how you are online. But most of the times, you'll make friends with people. It fucking sucks that the Xbox era is dead to me. It's been dead to me since 2018, 19. I have Xbox One. The one, not the X, just the one. And I have an Xbox 360 that has NCAA 14 in it. I have tons of fucking games, tons of merchandise from Xbox. Like I got an Xbox shirt. I got the Master Chief fucking lamp thing. What else do I have? So I got the whole Gears of War set back there. I got Liberty Prime from Fallout back there. I got Fallout Funko Pops. What else is Microsoft related? I think that's the only thing Microsoft related. Yeah, it fucking sucks. I'm gonna be real, Mike. Xbox hasn't popped since 360 era. I'm gonna be real. Even the Xbox One era wasn't that good. It wasn't. Anyone that tells you it was, we're just coping at the time. Yeah, like it's sad. It really is, to be honest. It really is sad. I don't know if they will ever like quit with this. I don't think they will. At this point, I think they're too invested into it to try to gain sympathy points from people. At this point, they don't give a fuck. They really don't. Then the only way you can make them give a fuck is that literally everyone has to leave fucking Xbox at this point, which I don't think will happen at all. I think the max I've seen was like 1.2 million people were trying to leave the subscription service. But like I said, 1.2 when there's 10 million active users is nothing. 1.2 is pocket change. They can lose 1.2. You have to make them lose half or even more than half for them to consider that they're doing their own thing. But even then, like I said, they probably don't care because they're probably already invested in this, and they're probably trying to make this market become a reality. Just like Samsung makes fucking the hardware for iPhones, Microsoft will probably start making the hardware for like PlayStations and like other consoles, and then they'll start doing this shit. And then they'll control everything. If they don't already do that. They probably already do that. But, you know, it's sad. So I'll give my. It's like paying respects to like the paying respects meme. I'm putting my hand on the casket of Xbox, and I'm giving its flowers. It did.
Raving about this entire thing the entire.
Why the fuck did my PC just turn off? Okay, that was weird. My PC went black. It just turned off on me. Don't know why. Yeah, I want to give Xbox its flowers and like what it did for me. I grew up an Xbox kid. Had the original Xbox, then the Xbox 360, the white Ring of Death version, and then they got the black version that's still alive to this day. It's not plugged up, I don't think. Got the Xbox One. Was gonna consider getting the X, but to be honest, at that point, I moved straight into PC gaming with Steam. And here's the sad part, and I'm gonna be real. I don't know how Gaben is, but once Gaben is gone, and if he doesn't have any like signing things to make sure the company is still run the same way he would have run it when he's gone, Steam will die. Because I could guarantee there's going to be a bad actor in Steam that will rise up from his ashes and try to do what Microsoft is doing. Guarantee it. And then we will literally have nowhere. It will, like, gaming at that point will be, it will be conquered by these corpos. So, he could be right. He could be prophesizing like this is the movement. And I kind of agree with him. I've like when the Xbox Game Pass thing came out to begin with, I didn't even agree with. I was like, yeah, it makes sense if you're very new to Xbox, because then you don't own any games at the moment, digital or not. But for people like me, who's been an Xbox supporter for like 10 plus years, they have tons of fucking Xbox discs. Game Pass just didn't make sense to me. And it still doesn't. Like, it's so stupid, man. And at this point, if you got the older versions of consoles, go to GameStop quickly and start buying fucking games, even for games that you don't really like, because I wouldn't be surprised soon there's a malicious malware attack that fries your older consoles that makes you go buy the newer ones. Wouldn't be surprised that they do something like that. But yep, it's over. Gaming is dying. Soon gamers will have to find a new hobby. That's probably why anime is getting more popular in the West. We will see. I don't know what to think about Xbox, like other than hatred, like literally. This might be the wrong hatred pointed at Xbox. It could be just needs to be pointed at Microsoft at this point. But like he said, Microsoft's a fucking $4 trillion company or $3 trillion company. They don't give a fuck. They probably could buy out Sony. They ain't gonna tell how much Sony's worth. Hold on, let's do math. Yeah, Sony is worth $166 billion. 3.8 trillion is what fucking Microsoft's worth. Oh my god, they could literally just buy fucking Sony if they wanted. They could buy them for $1 trillion. Yeah, they don't have a separate net worth. So literally, they're worth 3.8, and Sony is worth billions, pocket change to a trillionaire. Literally, they could probably go up to Sony and offer them $500 billion for Sony. And then Microsoft would literally own both markets. And then they could probably go to Nintendo. Let's see what Nintendo's worth. Nintendo ain't worth shit. They could throw like 200 billion. The fucking Nintendo would be like, hey, Nintendo will buy you out. That's all. Look, that's all they have to do, really. Just go up to them, buy them out, and then control everything, and then force this upon everybody. They'll own the market for gaming, and then they'll probably go to Steam. Let's see what Steam's net worth. I don't think they could buy Steam. But I also don't think gaming will ever sell Steam. $11 billion. But they have over 147 million monthly active users. Holy shit. I think I saw on the Steam thing because it has a tracker now where you can like track to see what games are popular and like how many active users. And it was at like midnight, and it had 25 million active users at midnight. That's around the world. That's not even just like in America. That's just at midnight for me. I was just wanted to look. Yeah, it's fucking wild. I think we're gonna have to grow Steam. Like Steam's just going to be the fighter to Microsoft. Once they're worth 1 trillion, then we'll know they're at least safe from the clutches of Microsoft. But like I said, I could see Microsoft just buying fucking Sony out and buying fucking Nintendo out and literally owning the gaming market to make sure they push this. Because then there's nowhere to run. It's to run into the hands of Microsoft, or it's to not even step in the ring. It's stupid. Yeah. If you like, leave a like on this video. Comment what you think also in mine video. Because I will actually want to know discussions. Like if you actually see Microsoft doing this or not. But also follow Legendary Drops. I love this dude's content. I don't know if he doesn't want people reacting to his fucking content. I hope. Because I didn't really ask. And then I don't know how the fucking reaction scene works. But hell, if I'm ever watching a live stream one day of his, because I know he live streams also, and he doesn't want people reacting to his content, I will fucking delete all my reactions. I don't give a damn. I will. But yeah. Leave some love, and I will see y'all soon. I'm gonna be live streaming here soon. Gonna be live streaming Counter-Strike. Woo! And then Fridays, probably later today, we're gonna be reacting to Ghost Dubs. I'm gonna do that every Friday. I'm gonna start a new series. I figure out a catchy name for it. We'll be watching comedies basically, like trigger humor. If you get triggered, I wouldn't recommend watching. But yeah, I will see y'all then. Peace.